Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are here today with Rochena Crosby, the founder and president here from CARES. My name is Tammy Payton, and today, Rochena, I'm going to ask you to give us the acronyms for what CARES stands for.
Good afternoon. My name is Rochena Crosby, as she said, and CARES is the acronym for Community Assisted Restoration Services.
Okay. And today we are here to discuss a little bit about the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project. Could you give us a little bit information about the Governor's Project?
The Governor's Project is for people with previous legal involvement that is more than 10 years old. It has to be 10 years old or more, meaning that if you were released 10 years ago and you were required to have PRC, you are not eligible. It has to be after all legal involvement ends. It has to be after the parole period, the PRC period, any probations, any misdemeanor crimes, anything is over. If you had previous legal involvement, any interaction at all where you were required to report or incarcerated within the past 10 years, you do not qualify for the expedited pardon project.
Okay. So, how did your organization become connected or was eligible to become a part of the Governor's Project?
Um, the organization, the main reason that we were considered is because CARES, the mission of CARES is to improve communities by increasing opportunities for people with previous or current legal involvement.
Okay.
If anyone, we have had many people reach out to CARES from prison, from jail, from treatment centers, and that's how we receive most of the referrals. The vision of CARES is that have a world where people are judged by their efforts, dedication, and skill instead of their past. And I would like for that to be truth, but I know that it's not. And our goal is to continue to move forward until there are more people who view people as individuals instead of what their past decisions may have been.
Absolutely. Okay, well, tell us what the screening process is like.
The screening process, in order to be considered for the Expedited Pardon Project, is number one, to reach out to one of the partnering agencies or go directly to the state website. On the state website, you will see the application or and whatever criteria is needed. You cannot have you cannot have any previous convictions within the last 10 years, no legal involvement at all. You have to complete all sentence requirements, such as if you had court costs or restitution, you would have to complete all of that before you would be qualified for the program. You have to have a good faith effort.
Okay.
If you didn't pay your restitution or your court costs, meaning that if you had started making the payments, you would still be considered. You may not have finished. It depends on how much your the amount of your previous court costs, and you have to be employed or have a reason for not being employed. If you are a person that is disabled in some way, or if there's something that prevents you from working, if you are receiving some benefits, entitlement benefits that would require you not to have a regular job, then that would be, you would still be considered for the program. They really look at whether you are contributing to the community.
Okay.
Through some type of volunteer services. They would prefer that you have volunteer or charitable contributions, or it could be at your church. It could be if you're in recovery. It could be in 12-step programming. It could be just volunteering to help the youth. There are many opportunities to give back, and that's what the governor looks at, is that he wants people who are trying to show that they have changed within the past 10 years, that they have really improved, and that they are doing what is best to earn a pardon. Because when you realize how many people have previous legal involvement in this state, there are a number, like thousands and thousands of people, but for you to get a pardon, that is a big accomplishment, and it's not something that he hands out willy-nilly, I should say. I met with the governor in December, and at that time there were just 108 people who had received a pardon through the project.
Okay.
So, and most importantly, in order to be a candidate for the pardon project, you cannot have any disqualifying offenses.
Okay. Okay. And what would those offenses consist of that are just considered disqualifying?
The disqualifying offenses are aggravated murder, murder, attempted murder, voluntary manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, negligent homicide, aggravated vehicular homicide, and vehicular homicide. Those are the murder, in the murder category.
Okay.
In the rape category, there's rape, sexual battery, unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, gross sexual imposition, pandering obscenity involving a minor, pandering sexually oriented matter involving a minor, illegal use of a minor in nudity oriented material or performance, okay. Felonious sexual penetration, importuning, compelling prostitution, promoting prostitution, disseminating matter harmful to juveniles, displaying matter harmful to juveniles, pandering obscenity, deception to obtain matter helpful to juveniles, or human trafficking. In addition, kidnapping, abduction, felony child pandering, and terrorism are disqualifying offenses. However, there is one offense that even if it's a misdemeanor, you are disqualified, and that is domestic violence. The governor will not pardon any domestic violence offenses, even if they are only if they're a misdemeanor or a felony.
Okay. Well, that is a very long list of disqualifying offenses. Is there a fee that is required to be considered or to apply for the governor's pardon project?
I'm not sure what the other organizations do. There are about 6 organizations that are providing this service throughout the state, and one of those is CARES. CARES does not charge people to complete their applications and submit them. They go directly from us to the partnering agencies that are the Ohio State University College of Law and the University of Akron for them to go over their information, and they'll reach out to the people that they feel are qualified and help them with next steps.
Okay.
We have had people that came through the CARES program who have been awarded a pardon. So we are very proud to be able to help some people to change their lives, because it does open some definite opportunities that may not have been available in the past.
Okay. And is there like a certain time frame that this will end? What's the time frame of how long this will last?
They have not given us a deadline at this point. This is our second year of funding. We were awarded the grant last year also, and it has been ongoing since then. It did not stop. They renewed the funding and told us to continue to complete the application and submit the information requested.
Okay. So community, you hear that. You heard the disqualifying offenses. If you know of someone that's out there that's looking to have their background pardoned, it's blemished. We know that there are barriers that individuals have that have prevented them from getting employment, housing, and things of that nature. CARES is here to assist you, and there are other agencies also that are also here to assist you as well. Okay, Ms. Rochena. So a little thing about Ms. Rochena that I failed to mention is that she holds an MSW, a LISWS, and an LICDC. So that's a little known thing about her. She also does mental health therapy. So again, if you are in need of those services, you can always reach out to her with those as well. So can you share a little known but fascinating fact about you and the Pardon Project?
A little known fact about me, I would say that a fact that may be motivating for some people who may be interested is the fact that I am I have previous legal involvement.
Okay.
I was at one time considered a returning citizen, and every person on my board of directors for my nonprofit is also a returning citizen. They
Okay.
also have they all have previous legal involvement. Everyone on my board, and we all have returned to the community and completed degrees. Some of them have multiple degrees. I have 3 degrees. Two of them have 2 degrees each, and one of them even has a doctorate.
Okay.
So we definitely came back with the goal of showing that if you don't give up and don't allow yourself to be dissuaded by what is said in the community, what someone said, because I hear that often. Someone told me that, and I'm like, who is someone?
Always.
You know, so the reality is that you can succeed no matter what barriers or obstacles may stand in your way.
Okay. And if you had a superpower related to your profession, what would it be?
If I had a superpower, it would be to have everyone have the level of faith that I have in God.
Okay.
I know that everyone doesn't believe in God, but each time that I know I have listened to people talk to me and say, get angry and say things like, why me? And this happened to me and that happened to me. Everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences. I firmly believe that. Every time we go through a bad time, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's for your bad or for harm to come to you. It, in many instances, is just pushing you to go towards where you're destined to go. And some people fight their destiny because they don't want to let go of what has become comfortable to them.
All right. So, the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project, as you have already heard, is a new path forward. The project aims to help law abiding citizens hindered by a long past mistake. What is the end goal for CARES?
CARES is doing some great things in the community. We have currently, CARES has a residential transitional program. We're about to open up a second site where we will be accepting the LGBT community, as well as veterans, anyone who has had any previous legal involvement, whether it be previous or current, in minor or misdemeanor or felony, you will be accepted into the program. Let me rephrase that. It doesn't mean you'll automatically be accepted. You will be considered for the program. There may be some offenses or some disqualifying factors. If the level of care that you need is not available at CARES, then I will refer you elsewhere. But if I receive referrals from you, and I really believe that you are passionate about, doing something better with your life. I started CARES because I really believe that if a person comes home from jail or prison and they have no support, it's almost guaranteed that there will be in the cycle of recidivism. It's almost guaranteed. Sometimes you just need somebody to believe in you, some place to go that's safe, and a place to lay your head and a place to eat. How can you tell a person that's leaving prison, you just need to get a job, you just need to get a job, if I don't have anywhere to go? If you're sending me to a halfway house, if you're sending me to, I don't have any clothing. It's almost like the PRC program is holding over their heads, dangling a carrot, like, okay, don't make the wrong mistake, and they're almost afraid. And many of them have, in addition to whatever crime they may have been convicted of, they still have the additional trauma that they have had to deal with, various diagnoses of mental illness, and in some instances as well, substance use disorders, which is also diagnoses. So to tell someone, oh, just go get a job. How can I get a job? Who can I don't know how to get a job. I don't know how to fill out an application. I don't have any transportation. I don't have a place to lay my head. If I got a job, I would go to work and then go where. I feel that the shelters in Cuyahoga County are definitely an option for people who do not have a place to lay their head. But my experience with the shelters in this area are that they support people who are homeless,
Okay.
without any disqualifying factors. A person can be in the shelter and continue to use substances, and that often is a trigger for a person who is just coming out of jail to get caught up in some things or some behaviors that will probably send them right back to prison. So the environment that I have at CARES is no use of any drugs, no use of any alcohol, no a curfew. It provides the structure needed without the restraints that they had in prison. You can come and go. You're not mandated to be there.
Okay.
The drug court has contacted me before and asked me to place someone there, and they did come there, but they still have the ability to walk in and out of the doors. And I communicate with the people involved, the case managers from Task and whatever referring agency, to let them know the progress or challenges that the people are facing that they refer.
Okay. Well, how can listeners or viewers find you?
May I say one more thing?
Yes.
CARES is about to start additional programming for children of people who have previous or current legal involvement. My goal is to be an initiator to stop the cycle of recidivism in the family before it starts. Some children look at their dads or their big brothers and excited about the lifestyle that they've led, but the lifestyle that they've led them to incarceration.
Okay.
And so we're trying to give the children, prepare them that there's other opportunities available. You don't have to go that route. That's not as fun as you may think it is, or exciting, and you really don't want the consequences, because once you get into the legal system, it's very challenging to get out.
They always say it's easy to get in trouble, but hard to get out of.
Yes.
Well, we want to thank you for coming out today. We want to thank Governor Mike DeWine for implementing the Ohio Governor's Expedited Pardon Project and all of the partners that he has assisting him with this project. And we especially want to thank you, Ms. Rochena Hall and Crosby, I'm sorry, for coming out and sharing with us today what's going on with your community and with CARES. Is there anything else you would like to say?
If you would like to reach me about the Pardon Project, please send it. You can email me at rcrosby@icareservices.org. That's RCROSBY@icareservices.org. Or you can call me at 216-376-9647. Again, that's 216-376-9647.
All right. So I am Tammy Payton, and again, we have had Miss Rochena Crosby with us today, and we thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.